Whatever you choose to call it, money is essential at every point of your life, but for the majority of students, it is difficult to obtain and, more significantly, to maintain. Fortunately, I've got your back because I'm going to outline 5 doable strategies in this video on how to save money when you're a student without working. So whether you are living off of your previous savings or only your student loans, be sure to watch until the conclusion of tip number 5 because I can guarantee you that this is a suggestion you've never even considered putting into practice. First technique. Establish and adhere to a budget. While I was in college, I would frequently hear my acquaintances lament the fact that they had never been wealthy. Never did they genuinely make an attempt to keep track of their spending. If you don't know where your money is going, how can you possibly save any of it? Calculate how much you must set aside for costs each month before the semester begins. This sum is your monthly budget. As you begin the semester, divide this sum among your various budget line items, like as rent, food expenses, etc. As you log your expenses on your phone or on paper in comparison to your planned line item numbers, you can make sure that your spending is in check. Don't try to use your phone for anything other than swiping right. As Peter Drucker famously said, "What isn't measured isn't controlled." Method number 2. Pick your textbooks carefully. Every student hates having to spend their hard-earned money on textbooks, but fortunately there are methods to avoid this excruciating experience. Buying textbooks is the misery of every student's existence. My preferred method of avoiding expensive textbook costs when I was in school was to use a library copy of the textbook as needed. I didn't mind waiting around the library for the few times I would need to study the textbook. But don't worry if you're one of those people who despises libraries. I can also provide you more possibilities. You can rent a book instead of buying one if you want to save it for later use, offer the e-book to avoid the cost of textbook printing, and save a few trees in the process. You can even make friends in class and split the cost of the textbook 50/50ths. The third approach. Take up cooking. Cooking your own food will help you save a ton of money while a student, whether you're preparing a 5-course meal or a quick dinner. Let's try some math. To demonstrate this argument, the average student pays $250 USD for food in a month, which covers 3 meals daily. Your school cafeteria or a fast food restaurant charged about $10 for a typical lunch, or $30 per day. These are cautious estimates, and eating out is clearly much more expensive if you go out for every meal. In addition, cooking your own food is usually much healthier, so that's an added benefit if you decide to do it. So start cooking, Chef Ramsay, if you want to keep your spending and weight under control. Party on the cheap is the fourth technique. I made it a goal to party cheaply during my 7 years of post-secondary school. On some evenings, I even gained money while out because I would find cash that patrons who had too many drinks had left at the bar. So how did I have a good time without going broke? Here are my 2 preferred advices. First, pre-drink. Rather than paying the same money for 2 drinks at the bar when you can get an entire bottle for the same price. And second, assign a driver. Paying for Uber or the police accounts for a sizable chunk of the cost of partying. By switching who in your group of friends will be the sober Sally for the evening, you may all cut the cost of your night out. By using these 2 strategies, you may keep your night out expenses to simply the cover charge, which is typically a small amount while still having a blast. Remove yourself from social media as the 5th method. Let me explain to you that there are hidden expenses to this habit before you yell and rave that utilizing social media sites like Facebook and Instagram is free and discount this money-saving advice. Have you ever experienced FOMO, the fear of missing out, while using social media? It may have observed your friends having fun at a concert or wearing a pricey new clothing. Even while social networking seems innocent, it is changing the way we spend our money. For instance, if you constantly see your friends partying, you will undoubtedly feel more inclined to partake the next time you get the chance, which will cost you money and limit your ability to save. The same is true when you spot your favorite influencer sporting a new outfit that you immediately need. Simply said, social media is increasing our propensity to spend, and for students, it's already challenging to save money given the high cost of tuition and living in today's society. Reduce your social media usage as a result to prevent wasting money. Your bank account will thank you, I promise. Thank you for viewing. If you liked the video, please share it and subscribe for more educational material.